We have made it to the last week of the first grading period. Come along and check out what's happening in our fourth grade class. Hello everyone and welcome. If you're new to this channel, my name is E17 and I'm a fourth grade teacher in South Florida. I am actually coming to you from Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. Yesterday was Monday, October 23rd, 2023, but I didn't pick up the camera to vlog. I came to school, I worked, I stayed here till about 6:30, and then I left, and I just wasn't feeling great. I was grading papers and I just wanted to go home. I was tired, so that's why I didn't pick up the camera, but I'll let you know today what we did, along with what we ended up doing today as well. So yes, as you heard, it's the last week of the first grading period. So I am buried in lots of papers that I need to finish grading. I'm pretty much done with one of my blocks, and I need to then move on to my block 2 to finalize all their grades. Hopefully by tomorrow I get it all done, since tomorrow is an early release day and we have a little bit more planning to work with. But yesterday, Monday, I started with my block 1. As soon as they came in, they started with a ketchup and pickles activity. Here is that ketchup and pickles slide. So I had a couple students that needed to finish their reading assessment along with some unfinished assessments. And then everyone else had to work on either iReady Minutes or My On Reading. After we finished working on that, I introduced the Unit 2, Weeks 3 and 4 for Wonders. So that went over the essential question, the weekly opener video, the study blast, the listening comprehension, which is a grasshopper sad tale, which I'll talk to you more about because we worked on it more extensively today. And that block 1 also read The Ant and the Grasshopper, which is the play or the drama that we are currently working on for our shared read. So we did do all of that yesterday, and the students started answering the fine text evidence questions for that particular shared read. Then I had my block 2, and in my block 2, we started with finishing the spider activity that they started on Friday. So yesterday I gave them all the spider template, and they started working on writing their summary and making sure that they pasted it on their little spider craftivity that I will show you right now. So we read the passage Spiders, and then I had the students work on completing the central idea graphic organizer. So we actually did it together after some time, and we came up with the topic, the central idea, and 3 relevant details that support that central idea. Then students were able to take this and help them write their little summary about it. The way I had them do it was I had them go ahead and use the central idea as their first sentence for their little index card to start off their summary, and to pick 2 of the relevant details they had added to complete the rest of their card. Once students wrote their summary on their cards, they got this template where they got to decorate their spider, glue their index card here in the middle, and decorate their legs, cut them out, and then paste them around the spider. This is the spider that I made as the example with my block 2 class. And this is a spider that I made last school year to show my students, along with this other spider that I have, which basically the body is the directions of what they're supposed to do in their card. Now, this is an activity that I completed yesterday with my block 2. My block 1 hadn't done it until today, Tuesday, so I'll talk to you a little bit more in a moment. But yesterday, after my block 2 finished their spiders, I went ahead and introduced a new unit, Unit 2, Weeks 3 and 4, to them as well. And we made it all the way till the listening comprehension, which is a grasshopper's sad tale. That brings us for today. Oh, another thing that happened yesterday, during my planning time, I had a data chat where I had to create this document segregating all my data and making sure I categorized it and answered all these questions. In my data chat meeting, I brought my data binder, and it was in my principal's office. I had my principal, one of my assistant principals, the reading coach, and another assistant principal sitting all around me. And it was about 30 minutes where they sat down with me, looked at my data, asked me questions about my data, and ask me what are the resources I need in order to make sure my students are getting the instruction that they need in order to succeed. So that is done. That was another big thing that I had to do. So I'm glad that's done. So we've had a lot of things for the past 2 weeks. So last week was my walkthrough. Then on Friday, I had to make sure I finished my DPGT, which is not due until Thursday of this week, but I wanted to make sure I did it. I also did all my data by last week so I could be ready for yesterday's data meeting. And yesterday was my data meeting. And now this week, what we're trying to get through is all the grading. So it's a lot. But let's make it to today now. So this morning I started with my Block 2 class, and as soon as I came in, I went ahead and reviewed the theme, which is our new standard that we're working on in this unit. So this is what I wrote on the board since yesterday. So theme is the message the author wants us to learn, us the reader. So I like to put it like this so the students can see, oh, theme, and that can help them recall what that means. And when I tell them, the message is basically the lesson that we learned from our reading. So what I did is I had this on the board where I reviewed it with them, and we went over the grasshopper's sad tale, and we looked for clues that would lead us to what the theme was. The students were able to quickly identify the theme, and then little by little, paragraph by paragraph, we looked for clues that supported it. That led us to having our paper look something like this, which are the annotations that I actually used with my Block 1, which I ended the day with. And this helped us get to our theme graphic organizer, which looked like this. So as you can see, they have to find 4 clues that leads to the theme. And for this particular one, they had to answer this question at the bottom. How do the actions of the grasshopper help you determine the theme of the play? So I ended up having the students help me with this with my Block 2, but with my Block 1, they actually worked on it on their own. And it wasn't until about 20 minutes later that I reviewed this together with them, and I created these boxes to cover the answers. But the answers are basically answers that we also came together on Block 2 this morning. So the first clue was that an ant told the grasshopper to save the grass for winter, but he decided he would do it later. Another ant told him to save the leaf for winter, and he decided he would do it after his song. An ant told him to save water for winter, but he decided that he would rest first. And the last clue is winter came and grasshopper didn't have any food or water. So the theme was don't wait until later when you can prepare today, or something towards that. And the answer to the question was this. So we went over this. This is the same starting activity that both classes did today. It's just one of them had more scaffolds than the other. So after my Block 2 finished that theme organizer this morning, I wanted them to make sure they had finished an assignment that I left when I wasn't here a couple of weeks ago or a week or two ago when I left subplans for them to do. So I wanted to make sure that their packet was done correctly. So we reviewed what they needed to do and gave them time to complete it. So these were the subplans, I don't know if I ever shared it, that I left for that day, how animals survived. And it went over our previous unit, what helps an animal survive. So we went through it and we annotated. We went through the questions, and this is the differentiated passage for ELL. And these are the vocabulary words that I put together in a study guide. Then they had to do a matching activity. After that, I had them do a word search activity. And then they needed to complete the vocabulary maps on 3 of these words. I should also say that after the comprehension questions, they also had to complete this central idea organizer, so that they can find the central idea and 3 relevant details that support it. So that's what we ended up doing with Block 2 this morning. Then I had my Block 1, and they started with the same theme activity that I just reviewed. And then after that, they started on their spider activity, completing the graphic organizer on their own, and then writing their summary on their index card and creating their spider craftivity. A lot of them finished, not all. So I hope to be able to get everyone to finish by tomorrow so I can start posting their spiders up in the room, since Halloween is next week and it's a nice little decoration, plus a nice little shout out to the students for doing a great job on their assignment. So that, my friends, is what we have been doing today. and I have stayed really late today. I need to be very diligently careful as I walk outside because it's very dark, and I cannot stay this late anymore because in 2 weeks the time changes here in South Florida, and what happens to be now 7:40 will be 6:40, but it will be pitch black like it is right now. So I'm gonna get my things and go home. Grading will continue tomorrow, so I will catch you up and let you know what happens. See you then. Hello everyone, it's the end of the day, Wednesday. I'm tired, I am exhausted, but I am not staying late today. It is right now 4:42. I should have left an hour ago, but I wanted to make sure I left everything ready for tomorrow because I think it's because I'm sick. My brain feels foggy, and because I am not where I'm supposed to be in my lesson plans because I had to put more time to the other lessons earlier this week. I feel kind of like, what am I going to do right now? And also because I'm sick, I'm going to be honest, I just don't want to teach right now. I'd rather go and sleep. And I know you're saying stay home, but it's a lot more work to prepare for a day that I don't come in than to just come in and just, try to have an easygoing day. It has been an easygoing day. So this morning, my block 1 started with me, and they immediately started working on finishing their spiders. For the students that finished their spiders yesterday, they were working in their reading writing companion on the play of The Ant and the Grasshopper. They were completing a theme organizer, finding 3 more clues and determining the theme and the reading response question for that particular passage. So this is the passage for the shared read. So what I had the students work on, and the students that were finishing their spiders as they finished, they started working on this as well. So over here, they were given 2 of the first clues, and they needed to find, according to the directions, 3 more clues, and then find the theme. And when they were done, they had to answer the response to reading question using the quick tip sentence starters and making sure they answered both of these questions. We worked on that for the majority of the period, and then we had a brain break at the end of that period. I decided to put a meditation from Calm. So it was like about 5-minute meditation. And then I showed him some clips of my Minecraft world since it was kind of like a little break that we were having. So then when I had my block 2 this afternoon, we started going into the scaffolded shared read of the same passage. So you just saw how it looks in the reading writing companion, but now I'm going to show you how it looks for the ESOL students, the ELL learners. So this is the same passage, but it is chunked in different parts, and they have a glossary, and they have a main question. They have different sections. So then they have these fill in the blank sentences, and they have a word bank so they can fill it out, and we revisit that question and answer it. And then we read this part next, and we answered this question. Now tomorrow, I didn't put this in order. Tomorrow, they're going to continue, because this is page 4, and this is page 8. I totally did it backwards. So tomorrow, they're going to answer the rest of these questions from this section that we read today, and then they're going to answer the rest of the passage. So that's what we were working with the ELL students. Before they started working on that, I had them watch some videos that come with the ELL PowerPoint that our district gives us to build that background knowledge for them. So this is that PowerPoint that the district creates for us. So these are the 2 videos that we saw. What is a character and how we describe characters. We describe characters, how they look on the outside and how they are on the inside. And then we built up the background knowledge by looking at traits and learning about the setting of where the ant and the grasshopper takes place, along with watching this video on the story elements of drama. And after I gave the students some time to work on it on their own, I then went ahead and reviewed this with them, making sure we made annotations of the chunked text, and we answered the questions, and this is where we stopped for today. And this is where we'll continue tomorrow, this page and this page. Eventually, we will complete the rest of it, which includes this page, and this page. I also forgot to show you that this was the slide that I had put up for my block 1 this morning when they were working. So they had their directions while students were finishing their spiders, and then working on this along with the respond to reading question. So that's it. That's all I have for today. I am taking all of these papers right here home for me to grade, have a grading party. I'd rather just do it from the comfort of my bed, watching a YouTube video, or actually listening to an audiobook. The reason why I have my AirPods on is because I'm currently listening to the Britney Spears memoir that just came out, and it's very interesting. So I'm listening to it right now as I work. I'm going to listen to it on the car on the drive home, and I'll probably keep listening to it as I grade papers from home. But to help me not be so foggy tomorrow with my brain and trying to remember what I'm supposed to be doing, I did create these 2 cute, didn't have to be this cute kind of notes. So this is my Erin Condren notepad, and I just wrote the to-do and block 2, which I start with tomorrow, and block 1, so I am ready to go for tomorrow. So that is all for today. In a few seconds, we'll be at the end of the day, Thursday. Hello everyone, it is the end of the day, Thursday, and I just want to say, remember that cart that I took home last night of papers that I needed to grade? Well, that cart took a field trip home. I took it down from my car, put it in my bedroom with all intentions to get that grading party going. It did not happen. I took my medicine for my bronchitis and went straight to sleep. I'm not gonna feel bad about that because I've been staying late at school for like 2 days. 2 days this week. And yesterday I didn't stay super late, but I didn't leave early either, or on time, I should say, not even early. And my body needs time to heal, and I am not 100% yet. So my friends, I'm going to once again take some papers home to grade and finish doing that grading party at home because I gotta finish everything by tonight. Tomorrow is a teacher planning day, so today was the last day for this week with the students, and I showed you my little to-do list. But what happened today was we had a last-minute assembly in the cafeteria, and I thought it was going to be one thing, but it ended up being a color run fundraiser for the students. So that took about some time from our morning group, so we only got to do some phonics review, and the students also worked on their Imagine Learning and iReady. With my afternoon class, we were working pretty much the whole entire time on ketchup and pickles. I was walking around making sure the students were getting their work completed. If they had any questions, if their work was completed, they worked on doing iReady minutes. If not, they worked on reading books on Mayan. And the students were doing their flexible seating options. So I had students in the Minecraft Cafe, I had students in the Creeper Corner, I had students at the small group table, I had students using wobble cushions. So it was very nice to see everybody spread out around the room, and it was like a nice working time for the class. So that is basically what we ended up doing today. I know, sometimes you think you will do certain things and then it ends up, just being, different. But it happens, just being real. So I'm gonna gather my things and get going so that I don't stay too late because it's already 6:28. And I'll finish doing all the grading at home. The major things that I needed to do with my grades are done. I'm just adding some extra grades. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I'll just do it from the comfort of my house. And this time make sure I don't fall asleep and just get everything done within an hour or two. So I can enjoy the rest of my evening and go to sleep on time. Tomorrow, since it's a professional development day, I will be going to the Glazer Lorton Writing Institute reunion at another elementary school or K-8 center, but it's down south. So I'm going to take you right along with me. So we're not ending the vlog just yet. The last week of the first grading period still has one more day. So let's go on to tomorrow. Hello everyone, it is the end of the day, Friday. Today was my PD day, and I am coming to you after it's all done. I am so tired, but I drove all the way to my PD this morning. When I got there, they had breakfast for us, which they had some fruit and a really delicious like souffle and crepe dish that I ate with sour cream and blueberry jelly. So that was delicious. And then we had our presenter for this morning, which was Anna Jordan. And I actually listened to Anna Jordan in past Glazer Lorton Writing Institutes, not last year's because she wasn't able to make it, but she was going over her summarizing strategy, where she has the students summarize with 3 to 5 sentences and then has them cut it down to 20 words and then has them chunk it in fragments to create a summary poem. And I remember that strategy. It was really good. Then we had lunch, and after lunch we had another presenter, Mr. Sean DeKnight, who was a high school teacher when I went to high school, in my high school. And he was right across the hallway from my English teacher. So he knows me since I was in high school, and it was great to see him present. He presented 3 different strategies. One of them was on reciprocal teaching. He had us go around, do like a gallery walk, looking at different poems and leaving 5 stickies on 5 different poems where we used one of the reciprocal teaching strategies. And then he had us do a read of Romeo and Juliet, and also did a little bit of an activity with that. Can't remember right now, but if I do, I'll let you know later. And then another one where we had to write. It was writing with the grain and against the grain. Sometimes we may read things that we may not agree with. So it's good to teach the students how to agree to disagree and also state their claim and why they feel that way without having to be upset with each other. So it was a very great day. Nice to be reunited with some of my fellow Glee sisters. And yeah, it was a great PD day. Just got home after driving for an hour, so I'm gonna go take a nice nap. And that is the end for this week, the last week of the first grading period. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile.
Hello dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.